What's up everyone? I have some Call of Duty Black Ops gameplay here for you for the start of a new series that I'm going to be calling Gaming Memories, where I'm going to play some of my older games, mostly from the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 2, and just reminisce and talk about some of my fondest memories from early in my gaming life, and I'll of course have gameplay from that game for you to watch. Now, I know what you're thinking, Black Ops 1 isn't an old game at all, but seeing as I'm a Call of Duty channel, I figured I'd start off with this game because it's the oldest Call of Duty game I have, so I figured I'd just start off with it to explain the series, and I also want to get some subscriber interaction going, so I've put all of my working video games that I have in my house in the description below, and you guys can choose what game you want to see me play next, and what game you want to see me talk about. And you can also leave a comment of your experience or your most memorable moment with that game. Now, I actually have two stories for you today, the first being how I got the game, and the second is just a gameplay memory I have. So, the way me and my siblings ended up getting the game is a pretty funny story. So, back when Black Ops 1 had first come out, we didn't have an Xbox 360, and my younger brother, all his friends did have an Xbox 360, they all had Black Ops 1, and so he wanted it because he wanted to be able to play with them. So, he basically made an agreement with my mom where if he got straight A's on his next report card, then she would help him pay to buy an Xbox 360 with Black Ops 1 because he had enough money to pay for most of it, but my mom wanted to make sure he had good enough grades before she helped him to pay for it. Now, my brother is not a straight A student, but somehow when the next report cards rolled around, he had straight A's. So my mom helped him to go to the store and buy the game. Now, maybe a month later, after he had had the game for a while, my brother gets in trouble at school. And so my mom was talking to the principal and says something along the lines of, "I thought he was a straight A student, why would he do something like this?" And the principal says he's not a straight A student, and gets out his report card, and on it shows a couple A's, a couple B's, and a C. Now the school sends out report cards that are just on plain white sheets of paper. And as it turns out, my brother had gotten the report card before my mom had seen it, and he scanned it into the computer, went into Photoshop, and changed all of the grades to A's, and then reprinted it, completely fooling my mom. So, needless to say, at this point, she was really pissed, and my brother had all video games taken away from him. And I was at college at the time with no video games, so after the next time that I went home, I took the Xbox and Black Ops with me back to school, which leads me to my next part. Now, the gameplay I have here is a 29-5 team deathmatch game on the map Radiation, which fits perfectly with what I'm going to talk about because one of my most fond memories from this game was on this same exact map. Now, being that Black Ops 1 was my first Call of Duty game, I wasn't that great at it, especially early on. So the reason this memory sticks out to me is because of how well I played. It was one of the first games I really felt like I knew what I was doing because normally I would break even in KD, but in this game I felt almost invincible. The setting for this situation was in my college dorm room freshman year with my brother who I roomed with and one of our friends. And we had been switching up every game who played, and the last time I had played, I had done pretty well, so for this game I decided to change my kill streaks. Normally I ran like UAV, some of the lower stuff, but for this game I put on the Blackbird, the Chopper Gunner, and the Attack Dogs. And this was pretty ballsy on my part because the chances of me getting them was usually slim. Now, like I said, it was a team deathmatch on the same map, and I think I actually used the same exact class as this, which is basically my go-to class throughout all of Black Ops 1, which is the AK-47 Silence, dual-wield Pythons, Ghost, Hacker, Sleight of Hand, Claymore, Flashbangs, and a Grenade. Easily the best class in the game. I don't care what anyone else says, I used it all the time. Now, I actually didn't start off the game very well. I started off something like 3-2 or 4-2, but I ended up going 33-2. I was in the building where I just died from, and once I killed a couple of them, they just kept running back for revenge. And I remember every gunfight I was in was a face-to-face gunfight. I wasn't shooting anyone in the back or anything, and so my screen just kept being bright red from bullets hitting me, but I kept winning the gunfights just barely. And I eventually got to my Blackbird, but as I did, I also ran out of ammo on my AK-47, so I had to pull out the dual-wield Pythons, which are beasts in this game if you weren't aware. I think I used them a little bit in the gameplay you're watching here, but I just kept getting kills with them, and of course having the Blackbird up helped a lot. So I get my chopper gunner, I get my dogs. I waited to call the chopper gunner until after I'd called in the attack dogs so that they could kill everyone that was inside the buildings, and then everyone that was outside was just getting destroyed by my chopper gunner. I got the final kill with my chopper gunner, and it was pretty cool seeing my score of 33-2 at the end of the game, because it was the most kills I had ever gotten up to that point. My friend and my brother couldn't believe I was able to pull off such a game, and because I wasn't able to replicate the results and have another game like it the rest of the time we were playing that day, I think that's part of the reason it's stuck into my head. So, those are my 2 stories for Black Ops 1. I hope you enjoyed listening to them. Don't forget to leave your own comment below of any memories you have from Black Ops, and don't forget to check the description and let me know what video game you want to see next. It would be great if you could share this video, because the more people involved, the better this series will be. I'm going to have a video out every Monday for it, so make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. Leave a like rating, and I'll see you next time. Peace.